I first came to A&M on a football scholarship in 1948, January. I was here a year and a half as co-captain of the freshman team, but decided that I wanted to be a preacher. Anyway, I transferred to Abilene Christian and played on their only undefeated team in 1950, and we won the Refrigerator Bowl. I went to ACC back in those days for 3 years, and I knew of Myrt Kelly. I always admired her, and she was an all-school favorite, so that's where I really got to know her, and we got married December the 23rd, 1952. In 1962, Parker and Donna Henderson came back from 4 years in Thailand, and he was going to give his lecture at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I said to Myrt, Myrt, let's go hear Parker. And when it was over, I was really impressed with Parker Henderson. I leaned over to my wife and I said, Myrt, let's see if they can come over tonight after the last lecture. So they came over that night, and they didn't leave until about 1 o'clock. And we stood in the living room, and I never will forget it. We put our arms around each other, and we sang, I know the Lord will find a way for me. And we had decided to go to Thailand with Parker and Donna. I think the biggest success was just being there and having experience, so that when I came back to Texas as the campus minister from 1970 to 2000, I was able to take 15 groups of students to see the culture.
And you don't have to be an Aggie or even particularly fond of Aggies to recognize that it's probably been the premier campus ministry within Churches of Christ.
A lot of people, even some missionaries, said it's a waste of the Lord's money, to send the kids. But it gives them a taste of what people are like in other countries and how badly the gospel's needed.
I don't know if the numbers would tell us if you were to run a study, but I would be stunned if there aren't more missionaries per capita that have come from that ministry than maybe any other. They have just cultivated a respect for and love for missions, and there have been so many missionaries who came from that ministry, and that goes back to Bob and Myrt.
Brother Dan Warden was a pulpit preacher here, and we went on that first trip in 1972. He said, well, I want to write this up for the Firm Foundation, the Gospel Advocate. He said, what should I call them? I said, well, just call them a bunch of Aggies for Christ.
You can't even just look at what the Aggies for Christ have done to measure the impact of Bob and Myrt. You've got to look at all the other campus ministries who have been influenced by them and who have tried to repeat what they did, because if you don't have Bob and Myrt, you don't have all of that.
You don't ever hear them say Bob, you hear them say Bob and Myrt, because we're a team, we work together, and she's been a great encouragement.
We at Missions Resource Network are very excited this year to be presenting our Crystal Globe Award to Bob and Myrt Davidson on behalf of their work in Asia over many, many years.
Don't worry about what will happen, because God will take care of you. He can use the average person to do His will, and I'm glad that He was able to use a poor guy from Port Arthur, Texas, a football player, and I'm just proud to receive the award.